Rings. Okay, I was going to just do a channeling of Tony that crossed over as a Arcturian energy. Yeah. Look who it is. She's like coming and going. Yeah, she comes and goes. She jumps down, runs around, comes back. Yeah, and then also there's some of these channeling groups. I guess when you have a parasitic channeler and people are there just not either, some of them are just parasitic themselves, so they're within the right group, and then there's other people that are just not strong enough to realize they have like a parasitic channeler that's possessing them. Either way. And I do have a list of parasitic channelers. I know it's on the top of that list. Some of these spiritual groups. It's freaking gross, but whatever. Whatever. I mean, I think they know that they're garbage, but they do it anyway. And I guess some of the members there know they're just as gross also. So I guess what comes around goes around, huh? They just kind of hang out with each other. Not everyone there is a parasite. Just others are just not strong enough to see the corruption that's there. But whatever. I'm not one to judge, but you think what comes around goes around, but it doesn't really work out that way apparently, because these groups go on forever. So whatever, parasitic succubus must suck off the people that are there. So you must do what you must do, huh? But the universe sees it. Others see it. Just maybe not everybody in the group sees it, but whatever. Yeah, there's a never ending. This is never ending there. So anyway, I got that out of the way. God, I'm so tired of seeing it. There's not much you can do about that. So as for Tony's energy, I wasn't sure about bringing him through. Maybe because he wasn't too sure if he can do it. I think it's a good thing. I might bring him through a couple of times in the future, maybe a couple of times down. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, interesting. He's very neat. Lived a very neat life. Clean. Just tidy. So that's like part of a spiritual journey also, and try to give the right advice to those that he's connected to. And I believe he did a good job overall. Not everybody wanted to listen. Not everybody wanted to hear what he had to say. I think that's where sometimes he got a little bit aggressive, or kind of tough love-ish, when you feel like you just had to say it no matter if the person's might fight him off on that. So I can see where he's getting from that. I see where he can come off a little heavy because you just want to make sure that they hear it. So it makes sense. And I don't think he had any negative intentions towards anybody. I don't see that, no. He had a unique etiquette and didn't live everything he was supposed to live, or wanted to live. Let's put it that way. But everything was, of course, when you're here, you add a lot to your incarnation, and you just wanted to do more and more and more. And it seemed like the main things he was here for was already accomplished. So it was time to go, and he just needed, and he just needed other places. I might not ever get an answer on that one. Let's see what I forgot. Somebody mentioned, I thought about this. I should put this in the title. Yeah, I might put in the title later on. Maybe. Maybe if I remember about the what's going on with the king and queen situation, or the Kate. So there's different ways of looking at it. Doesn't Charles, doesn't he have like a cancer thing going on too? Interesting. Depending on how you look at it, it's almost like a clone came through, or replacement is going on an energetic level. For Kate, you kind of wonder if she even wants to be there anymore. It is a lot of pressure you have to put on this face, and the relationship energy isn't that great there for obvious reasons. Maybe she just, yeah, I feel like she's just tired of the whole thing. Not that she'll die. I'm not seeing that, but there might. I don't know if it's. It doesn't mean that she's been replaced or anything. I mean, she might have been, but it still feels like her essence is still there. Let's put it that way. It's like her. I don't know, however you want to look at it, but she seems like she's still there. Like she's there consciously. They might change her around clone wise. There might be some of that, but overall, her original self is still there. Let's put it that way. With Charles, I have to look that up because I'm not sure about that one. Charles, is it cancer that he has? Why is it doing this? Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, well, I guess so. He gives 2 years to live, or if that's even true. Yeah, well, he isn't. What has he done his whole life anyway? I mean, really, nothing. Just slow-sucking creature. Kind of like a troll energy. Not much talent there, that's for sure. That's terrible. It's true though. The truth hurts. Well, not well. Who knows? It doesn't hurt me though. Yeah. God, Charles such a piece of shit. He just bass by it. It was slime. Just the bottom of the barrel, and they make it king. Might as well, right? Take what's at the bottom of the barrel and just garbage and just make it king. Might as well. That's definitely his MO. Talk about a sellout. Yeah, he's like as sellout as you can get. Maybe you can get more. You can probably get more than that, but that's pretty up there. That's so fucking true. Yeah. Life of a loser. You can be a loser and succeed. I don't know sure if that's called succeeding, but you know, I don't know. Yeah, that's how you do everything wrong in life, and so I guess you call it winning, but I don't know. It's just kind of a nothing soul when it comes down to it. Similar to George W. Bush, they're very similar. Kind of just no talents. They're just there. I mean, they have some talent, but they're such scumbags. They're just garbage beings. Just trash. Just like Obama was part of that too. Just junk. Anyway, clear that energy out. So Kate, yeah, she doesn't. No, at least she has some decency with him. William, yeah, I guess so. He's just whatever, right? He has a lot of his mother there. I'm not sure if she's all that happy with him, to be honest with you, but whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? But Kate doesn't feel. It feels like she's just kind of tired of it all, but that doesn't mean she'll leave. Just, I guess you can say it's like, yeah, I can leave here at any time. And she just might do that. Like, this is like the setup for the future down the line. She just, my cancer came back. Now I'm gone. But she has her kids, so I don't think she wants to leave her kids. So whenever her kids get to a proper age or a proper place where she feels like they don't need her anymore, you never know. She'll probably hang on for a long time, 20 years maybe. Maybe. 20, 30, maybe. Maybe. It depends on what happens there. Obviously, there's a lot of corruption within that. Doesn't mean that she's corrupt. I mean, nobody's perfect, but it doesn't mean she's as corrupt as the whole thing that's there. Somebody just in a situation like Charles is just a complete sellout. I'm not sure if there is much of a soul there. Just a bag of nothing. Just all the mediocrity, just all the leftovers of just golly, I don't even want to think about it. So it's hilariously bad. Yeah. Let's see how that would put in the news. Probably not. Mainstream mediocrity. At least Oprah, at least she has some talent, that's for sure. She might be a sellout too, but at least she has talent. Yeah, Charles didn't have that. He couldn't do that. It's too pathetic. But anyway, and same thing with George W. Bush for sure. Like practically like brothers, practically the same being. aristocratic of mediocrity. Just don't think, yeah, jeez. I don't think they ever really evolve either. It's just kind of just there. Just whatever. Like if there were dogs, they'd be the stupid dogs. And I don't think they would make it as cats, actually. I'm not sure if cats would even want anything to do with them. It's that bad. For some reason, the dogs seem to be okay with it. But cats, I don't know. Like I don't see them incarnated as cats. They won't survive because they're seen as scumbags. So, of course, you have that too, but you can't get away with it. You can get away with it as a dog being, but maybe not so much as a cat. That's that bad. Jeez. Anyway, happy Saturday night. Shit. Yeah, tapping into the royals is like it's like tapping into royal mediocrity. That's not all mediocre, but in Charles' case, it's pretty up there. It's like if it was a cake, it would taste like just nothing. Just probably make you sick, actually. It's probably good at that. It'd be so plain and so arrogant and so talentless. Damn. Yeah. Well, there's plenty of those around, but yeah, might as well make him king, right? Every now and then. I imagine a lot of other mediocrities wish they were the same. You know, why can't you just make me king? I want to just be a mediocre whatever. Fucking chicks. Something to be proud of. Yeah, call it a dud, basically. That is for damn sure. Anyway, a flat tire. All right. That's coming from me, or whatever. Coming from all of us. All right, we're going to Tony's Arcturian energy course. Yeah, he has a name. Leroy also. I call him Tony. I said better. Yeah, Leroy. I mean, if you say like you upgrade from your old name to the new name, does that make sense? And you might have still the name that you came in on, but you still feel like you're somebody else because you're trying to change your frequency. So it makes sense. So, all right, so going to Tony the Arcturian frequency. We'll see how this goes. I just think he has good intentions. So, all right, blessings here. Greetings. This is Tony. I have a different Arcturian name, but we'll go into that some other time. It's not that important. Your royal family is a teacher of societies who man up or woman up for society to get stronger. So yeah, they're going to show the low lives, not all, but because they're just showing who they can put in that position, and even mock society. And it's up to society. Society's not always realizing the joke is on them. With Biden, it's the same thing, almost worse, because Biden, they truly are just making a complete mockery of the presidency. Even Trump, they're doing that to the same thing. But mostly Biden at this time, because they're like literally trying to make him even stupider than he is, just to see what they can get by with. Yeah, it's like a toy. And yeah, there's a lot of air. Well, his mind is not really there, but the people behind him are. Yeah, you're definitely your puppet, and the puppet masters are not going to be seen, no matter how much you think you've seen them. There's public puppet masters, and there's the Obama is one, but not the main one. He's I'm not even sure if he even knows who's really. No, he does not run. No, because whoever's running Biden's running him too, and they don't always know who that is. And there is some Rockefeller energy, but it goes deeper than that. Not to make this all political, but that does play a big part of House. Well, it's similar to like the kings, the French kings. There's still some of that, but they're just not using that lingo of let them eat cake and all of that. They use other terms that aren't so as powerful or as insulting, and society either ignores it or just not strong enough to fight it. We don't see a revolutionary war on your planet, or I mean, there'll be small. Well, it's mostly just done by economics, as you know. The illegals that are here, yeah, it's more of that's an elitist game, and it doesn't mean it's going to take away some jobs, not all of them. It is a culture shock, but it's mostly just actually, yeah, it's a overthrow of the government to some level. Not all of it. They can't do all of it, but it's infiltrated to a certain level to bring in new type of timelines that are, just they're not as strong as people might think. But it just shows society is changing. Well, it also shows society is going more diverse, and you can't stop that. And there's a negative side and a lighter side. So those that need the negative side will run into the gangs and whatever it is, and it'll help others. It's like a new exit point. Energy is coming in for sure. It's just, and it's the souls that agree to that though. A lot of souls are agreeing to this. Basically, it's like if you're not going to, it's like you have nice things, but if you're not going, it's like you have this nice room, but you keep trashing it all the time. Eventually, it's going to be taken away, and that's what's happening to the U.S. That doesn't mean the U.S. will be taken away completely, but it will be infiltrated to a certain level because it's just the representatives don't care. Most of them have sold themselves out. Even the military. You think the representatives are bad? The military is even worse. As for who's the upper class of the military that you don't really hear from or hear of. Sometimes they might have public, councils about spending or whatever it might be. Some of your top military brass, but your military in the U.S. has sold out, not entirely, but just the top brass. There are good people there for sure. But it's worse than your politics because that's who you get. The politicians are just kind of nobodies, but your military brass doesn't. You don't hear about this very often because you don't hear about them in the public. You don't know who they are usually for a good reason, and they're the ones being messed with the most. Now, prove it is going to be not easy, but there is if there's any targets, it's them because they're the ones that hold the keys to your. Yeah, they say the president has the keys to all this, but the military actually runs most of it, and they can still access quite a bit. So there is a bit of infiltration of the military, not to take over the country, no, but to make it more lazy, break it down, and it's just, and so the United States is going to eventually cool down. Not yet; it's not there yet. It needs to be aggressive. It needs to show its power. It's just because it's arrogant, at least those that are involved with it. They want to show other countries that they still have power, kind of like a bully, because they can't, but it's going to come back to them, but not completely. If a society is still oblivious to everything, and maybe that's just as well because society can't handle it, because they just get angry and psychotic and paranoid. And there's not much you can do about it. On an energetic level, you can bring in more peaceful frequencies, bring a better world, a better life for you all, and just well-being. And those that actually want it will receive it. Now, there are those that do get energy attacks and manipulations constantly. Now, there's different ways of looking. Now, those of you who are doing the right thing, yeah, you're going to get attacks. That's just the way it is, especially if you're hitting a nerve center of those controlling your reality, manipulating the reality. But then there's others that are being, as you say, being pulled to the dark side. And some of them are halfway there already. So it's like, I'm not doing too good on being this good person. I might as well pretend I'm a good person, but become a bad person because I got nowhere else to go. There's a lot of that going on. As some of you noticed that. So they can, and a lot of them do self-sabotage. To just say, okay, I just can't get anything right. So you might as well get pulled over to the dark side or whatever it might be. This male, female energies do that all the time. For those of you that are here to do the greater good for society, yeah, the beings here are not going to make it easy. They're going to, they're confused. The beings here on the attack level, they're not that organized, but yeah, they do. They don't constantly attack, but they want to just put in a mindset to keep you from evolving, but they realize they can't do it forever. But it's basically why some of you are here. What's your purpose? Here to expose manipulations here, slowly. Even if you don't mention it by name, like maybe come up with some other name, but in your mind, you know who you're speaking of. The universe is not that stupid. It's not. It does have problems. Yes, it might act slowly here, but it's not completely oblivious. It knows, but it does pull back to those that are manipulators for people to figure it out. So you wonder why these infiltrators are so allowed to be in those positions, because people here just, it's like before that being is removed, like people need to learn their lessons. You're going to walk into these situations of manipulation. You need to realize what you just did. And just to remove the being it doesn't work that way. You kind of have to let the people kind of revolt against it. So that's the best way. That's the best teacher. And because then the person's realizing on their own, what they walk themselves into, the con, basically, the con artists, spiritual con artists, Christmas con artists everywhere, political con artists. The political con artist is like a con artist for every con artist and con artist. I think even the doorman's a con artist to some of those people. Yeah, it's like worse than Vegas. Washington. Yeah, Washington is worse. You can get around it, but it's just so much betrayal. But that's all I have for now. Blessings.